The monk spread his arms. Two sharp blades hung beneath his armpits. He carried two 50-pound buckets and climbed a narrow, steep slope. His goal was to pour the water into the top channel so it could flow down into the pond. It was a difficult challenge. He had to keep his arms fully extended while staying balanced. If his arms dropped even slightly, the blades would cut into his skin. At first, he couldn't grasp the technique. He stumbled through the task with great effort. To get promoted faster, he vowed to carry 300 buckets every day without fail. Time went by, he stood out from the rest. He could walk swiftly with two full buckets and still had energy left to help others. Eventually, his master acknowledged his progress and allowed him to move to the next stage. But the new training was puzzling. He had to listen to the abbot striking the wooden fish. Each time the sound rang out, he was to swing a heavy hammer and strike a bell. When he heard the task, he scoffed. But the moment he lifted the hammer, he realized how hard it truly was. The hammer weighed only 10 pounds but was tied to a soft bamboo pole. With no leverage, it felt more like 120 pounds. After just a few strikes, his wrist gave out. He watched the abbot calmly strike the wooden fish. A surge of determination rose in his chest. Blisters formed on his hands. His wrist became swollen and stiff, but he didn't stop. At first, he could only strike a few dozen times. Later, he reached 100 strikes and kept going. With time, his movements matched the rhythm of the wooden fish and became smooth, precise, and perfectly timed. He realized this training wasn't just about strength. It sharpened his hearing and his focus. One day, the abbot stopped the wooden fish and approached him. With a nod of approval, he said, "You are ready for the next level." This trial was even more subtle. The monk had to stand between two lit incense candles. His eyes had to follow the swaying flame in front of him. His head could not move. At first, he was full of confidence. His eyes followed the flame quickly. But as the abbot increased the speed, his head began to move without him noticing. The incense burned his cheek. The abbot pointed out the mistake and told him to try again. He stepped forward again, determined not to fail. This time, he cleared his mind. No matter how fast the flame swung, his gaze stayed sharp and his head stayed still. The abbot watched him and finally smiled. This amazing movie is called The 36th Chamber of Shaolin. If you've watched it, share your thoughts.